Good evening. This is CTV News for this Friday, November 7th. I'm Patricia Vallone.
And I'm Sonia Shrivastava. Glad to have you with us tonight.
Well, police plan to canvass an Upper Marlboro community after the attempted abduction of a 16-year-old girl yesterday. The incident happened in the village of Oak Grove about 5 p.m. in the 1700 block of Robert Lewis Avenue. The victim was walking by a basketball court on her way home when the suspect tried to force her into nearby woods. Luckily, she was not injured and was able to flee. Neighbors were shocked to hear the news.
I've lived in this neighborhood for over 20 years. I've never heard of any break-ins, robberies, or anything.
And the suspect is approximately 5'6" and 130 pounds. He was wearing a gray beanie hat and a gray and yellow jacket. Detectives will begin canvassing the area early this evening. If you have any information regarding the case, you're asked to call the Regional Investigation Division. That number is 301-390-2160.
Well, it's life behind bars for Andrew Kubler, the man who viciously murdered his ex-girlfriend by slashing her throat 11 times. Our Byron Scott has the story.
When he read his impact statement in court today, the stepfather of the victim described her as loving, caring, and said that she valued life. But when he talked about the killer in this case, Andrew Kubler, he described him as evil and asked that the court have no mercy on him.
It's been tough, but I got to give thanks to my Lord Jesus Christ, who's gotten me through it all.
Steve Zarconi is the stepfather of 36-year-old Amber Chenault, who was murdered inside a Berwyn Heights home 2 years ago by Andrew Kubler, who today was sentenced to life plus 10 years behind bars.
God is great.
In court, Zarconi told the judge how Amber's death affected him, how at one time he hated Kubler so much he gave thought to killing him. He even contemplated taking his own life. Zarconi says he's gotten past that.
Andrew Kubler was the murderer of our daughter. We didn't need to have this case to know that. We knew that because we lived it, and we knew he was the murderer of our daughter.
Amber Chenault was murdered on July 22, 2012. She was under a protective order when Kubler broke into her home and slashed her throat 11 times.
It was hard for all of us to be here, but Amber was an awesome person, and I feel like her love shines through all of us on a daily basis. She would have done the same for us, and it meant the world that we could be here and support her.
Amber's younger brother, Ryan, in the middle, told the judge that pain and hardship will never go away. And in his brief statement to the court, Kubler apologized to the family, saying he had the deepest sympathy for them and that he loved them. His words fell short.
He got his day in court.
Again, it's life behind bars for Kubler with 10 years for burglary. His attorney says he'll appeal. At the courthouse, Byron Scott, CTV News.
All right, thank you, Byron. And also in Upper Marlboro today, a former Prince George's school bus driver that left 4 children on an unattended bus that drifted across a road and hit a student learned his fate today. 61-year-old Arturo Harris says he loved his job and he's sorry for any pain that he has caused. Our Latifah Majid has that part of the story.
Yes, Arturo Harris stood up inside the courtroom and said that he hasn't had a good night's sleep since the incident happened. And the only reason why he left the bus unattended was because he had a medical condition that caused him to have urinary urgency. But the judge said that regardless, that's still no reason to put a child's life in danger.
30 days with a year probation. He was the bus driver of a bus in April of 2014. Arturo Harris was driving a bus and he stopped the bus to go and use the bathroom and left children on the bus. Unfortunately, the children were left unattended. The bus was left without a parking brake. The bus rolled across the street 4 lanes and hit a 7-year-old child that was across the street and then continued to roll down an embankment. We think that this sentence is appropriate in this case.
Some of the kids' parents weren't inside the courtroom today, but as you can imagine, it's still an emotional situation, so they did not want to comment. In Upper Marlboro, I'm Latifah Majid, CTV News.
And none of the children involved in that incident were not injured. You're watching CTV News. I'm Sonia Shrivastava.
And I'm Patricia Vallone.